couple things I wanted to mention. I forgot when I cut this edge off, I went ahead and rounded it again. So basically, you only need to round it once. So just, wait till afterwards to round it. Then another thing I want to mention is on this inside page, I'm going to go ahead and fold this back over just to ink it to make sure that I have ink on all my edges, because once you attach this, you will not be able to get that ink in there just right. So I suggest doing it before you attach the pages. That's just me thinking there. So let me go ahead and do that, and then I'll just, flip it back over. And I mean, I don't go crazy on inking. Like I don't, make it so dark where it's like crazy dark, because that's a lot of work. And I just kind of like that natural browning of the edges. But anyway, I will be right back in just a minute to show you how to cut the decorated papers and then put it together. Okay, so for the main flap, the large file folder flap, you can go ahead and attach that one now. At this time, I'm going to go ahead and angle it a little bit so that it fits in there a little bit better. And I've already burnished my edges, so I'm not worried about that. Okay. And then I can go ahead and line it up evenly, center it, and then press down. Okay. And then it should look something like that. Okay. But I'm going to go ahead and have mine go this way. So it doesn't really matter which way you do it. But I wanted this one up at the top instead of the bottom. Okay, so we need to make our small little pocket flaps, and what I need you to do is get another 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and then you are going to score it at the 3-inch line, okay, and then the 3.5, okay, and then you're going to score it at 6 1/4. It should be. Let me make sure this is right. Yes, 6 1/4, and then you're going to cut it. Okay, and actually I need to make 2 of these, so I'm going to go ahead and score that all the way down. I'm going to turn it and do the same thing. 3-inch line, 3.5. Okay, and then this actually is going to be like leftover paper, so you can just toss it or whatever. So I'm going to cut it here. Okay, toss that. And I want to leave my 1/2-inch flap on there. So it's going to look something like that. And then that. Okay. Now I have my little flap. And I know I want my edges rounded. But before I do that, let me make sure I do this right. Okay, so at the 1 7/8 inch line, I'm going to make a mark with my pencil. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Okay, and then with my cutter, I'm going to cut it at an angle, right basically down to the edge here. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Okay, and then I want to round my edges, so I'm going to do that. Fold over on the mountain high. Okay, and going to cut this at an angle because I don't want that showing. And I'm going to cut that an angle. And I'm going to go ahead and round that edge too. Okay. I'm going to do the same thing on this one. And then you will have your little pocket flaps. And then I will come back in a minute here. I'm going to go ahead and ink these up and get my tape ready on them. And basically I'm going to put two, like you could use your 1/4 inch score tape or do 2 lines of the 1/8 inch. I don't have this folded in like per se like this one, because it really doesn't need it. So that's why I didn't do it. I mean, that's up to you. You could add on an extra 1/2 inch and then fold over and do that. But I didn't on this album, and so far everything's been, you know, holding up really well. So let me go ahead and round my little corner here. There. Okay, and I will be back so I can get you all the measurements for the decorated paper.